So today we're going to be taking apart the Samsung Galaxy Ace 2. As you can see, there's a broken screen. So I'm going to be taking it apart and removing the digitizer as well. First we'll take the battery out, obviously. Okay, then there's 1, 2, 3, 7 screws to take out. So we're going to proceed and take those out right away. The only tools you'll really need for this job is a small Phillips screwdriver, and a case opener tool, and a heat gun. If you're going to take the screen out, you need a heat gun. You could probably make do with a blow dryer, but heat gun is much better. You can attempt to leave the screws inside the casing, just loosen them up, but the ones that do fall out, just put them aside and make sure you don't lose those. Then we're going to take the pick or a case opener tool and slide it along the side, and you'll see that the front screen assembly should pop out. Just undo a few of the clips on the sides by pushing the opener tool in the side. Make sure you don't jam it in the glass or at the LCD. So there's the back. You got the little vibrator motor here, and some of the antennas and connectors and whatnot. So we'll put that aside. Okay, so once we're in here, that's the motherboard and the charger port, the camera, speaker, SIM card slot. So the motherboard comes off. Now to get the motherboard off, first of all, undo these the connector, and there's a little the power button on the side. You have to unstick it from the frame. So gently with a plastic tool, just lift it off. It's just double taped on. Make sure you don't rip this or your power button's not going to work. So gently do it. Now take the black screw out. Okay. Now the motherboard is going to come out. You got to gently lift the camera up off the mount. Okay, because the camera comes with the motherboard. Lift it slightly. Don't pull the motherboard right off. Flip it over and you'll see the connector for the LCD screen. Pop that out with the plastic tool. And there's your motherboard. That's the power button flex. It's soldered on. And you got the camera here, the connector, the front facing camera, memory card reader, and the charger port. Put the motherboard aside there. Okay, so here we have the speaker, the earpiece speaker. There's one black screw holding it in. Unscrew that. And we take the plastic opener tool and lift the speaker up. It's held down by two-way tape. Make sure you never put too much pressure on the speaker. Put that aside. Now we're going to unplug the digitizer connector. So to unplug it, you just lift up the little plastic connector thing, and pry that off. It's just lightly double taped. Okay, now all we have to do is get the digitizer off. With the Samsung, with this one, you can remove the glass only. You don't have to replace the whole screen. If your glass is broken and the LCD is fine, you can remove that by itself. Right there, I'm pointing out the microphone if you ever need to replace that. So we'll grab our heat gun, put it on low setting, and make sure you don't hold it in one place ever for more than a couple seconds. So quickly go around, warm up the two-way tape. Okay. Get it nice and warm to loosen up that the glue. Then we're gonna take our we're gonna attempt to do it with the plastic pick. Okay, and just run it along the sides and try to dislodge that glue. Just work at it. I'm not gonna fast forward or skip any of this. You know, I'm not gonna tell you it's easy to remove a well glued on glass. It's not easy to do. It's easier for me to do. I've done hundreds of them, but if you've never done this before and you're doing this on your own at your house, take your time, because if you're trying to save money and you break your LCD screen in the process, then you're not going to save any money. So, you know, the glass is broken, so who cares about the glass? But right in this whole process, you got to protect your LCD screen. I'm using a metal opening tool, which I don't recommend, but if you're careful, it'll be fine. As you can see, whenever I put the opening tool inside the glue, I always angle it away towards the glass. Never point it down or even straight, because you might scratch your LCD or put a crack in it. So if you find that it's still not working, put some more heat on there. Okay, so it should be easier now. Yep. Okay, so angle it towards the glass. Push up on the glass. Now for the Ace 2, you don't have to worry about the you know, the capacitive button flex cable, because there is none. So at the bottom there, if this was a Samsung Galaxy S3 or an S2, I'd be afraid of ripping the flex cable for the capacitive buttons. In this case, there's nothing there. So just keep working at it. Apply more heat here. There we go, it's starting to come out. Okay, there we go. Bottom is out. So now let's proceed to get the sides off. There we go. Okay, so then we just separate the digitizer from the frame, and the connector comes out of that slot at the top. And there you go, LCD still intact. All you need is a replacement glass and digitizer. Make sure you don't lose that home button. As you can see there, it doesn't, the capacitor buttons are not, it's not a flex cable that you can rip. Okay, so that's it. I'm not going to put it back together right now because I don't have the digitizer in stock. Once I get it, I'm going to make a part 2 to this video of putting it on and putting the phone back together. But if you want to just disassemble it and you know how to put it back together, then this is it. So give me a few more days and I'll put the part 2. Thanks for watching.